You want something that's smaller, more portable, more pocketable, and also just as powerful. And I'm someone that usually reviews like Pros, the Ultras, the Maxes, and I love those phones. But there's something to be said for having a phone in this kind of form factor and still being capable of doing absolutely everything that you want your phone to do. This thing packs a punch in a lot of ways, so I'm gonna break down all the good, all the bad, and the ways that this smaller device might impact your lifestyle, and the way that it definitely has impacted mine. There's a lot to talk about. Screen brightness, perfect blue sky day, with the sun directly out, absolutely no problem. One of the big elephants in the room is AI, right? So I know I do this YouTube thing, but honestly, when Galaxy Unpacked came out, I didn't even watch it. I knew that a new Galaxy was coming out like they do every single year. And when I got my hands on it, I'd, check out a whole bunch of things. And when I saw the blurb punchline for AI, I honestly thought that it was solely going to be designated for the Galaxy S24 Ultra as the Ultra feature. And I have an entire day in the life review with the Galaxy S24 Ultra where I take on those AI features and see how they accentuate my personal lifestyle, how they might help out you guys in different various scenarios. It uses all of those same AI features and it does them just as well as the Galaxy S24 Ultra, which is going to cost you several $100s more. I mean, you can do the circle to search. My wallpaper that I have generated here with this green castle that's made out of like emerald, that was completely AI generated. And my work as a clinical therapist using the AI transcribe feature and the voice recorder, not only does it summarize, but it also bullet points and breaks down what I was saying in smart, contextual, informed ways that I find really, really impressive to use. At the time of recording this, I actually got a notification that Samsung is actually going to be rolling out that Galaxy AI to other devices also. So you're getting it on the 23 series, here on the Galaxy Fold 5. So if you're someone that's contemplating over to the 24 series because you really want those AI features, I would say you don't really have to worry about that. And realistically, like the 23 Ultra is still a really great phone. And so I think that's a really awesome thing by Samsung to bring that to older devices also, because they're definitely capable of handling it. Now, when it comes to the cameras, if you ask me, I think that this phone is really good for being like a sort of like primary camera in that 50 megapixel mode kind of shooter, right? You're not getting 200 megapixels here. I think for most people, that's probably going to be overkill anyway. I think this phone takes really great portrait shots, has really good video capabilities. You are getting 8K 30 on it here, that 4K 60, but you are losing out on that more detailed zoom capability that you're getting on like 24 Ultra, 23 Ultra, that you were getting on say like a Pixel 8 Pro. You're just not really getting that here, even compared to something like say an iPhone 15 Pro Max, which doesn't have like the greatest zoom cameras, but they do perform better on say the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Now again, if you ask me, I think for like the large majority of people that are looking for a phone, this one's going to take great like standard pictures and the video capability, but if you're looking for that zoom, it's not going to be like the absolute best here. It's good enough where like you can use it to zoom in at a distance and like read signs and things like that, but it's not going to be as crisp as you're getting on those other high-end phones. It's just really nice having something that just fits in your pocket well. Like, look at that. Can't even really tell there's a phone in my pocket. Looking at thermals when you're playing like a lot of those higher end games, when you are doing a lot of multitasking, video watching, the phone stays pretty darn warm. I mean, Samsung's done a really good job with the thermals here, as opposed to say something like iPhone 15 Pro Max when that first came out. Heating was a really big issue. On the Pixel 8 Pro, you get a lot of very hot and warm phone sessions, which is not going to be a deal breaker, but something that absolutely does happen. Or on the 24 Ultra and the 24, you're getting a really smooth, not super hot phone experience. If you guys are enjoying the video so far, finding it helpful, there's a lot more content coming here to the channel. I've really enjoyed doing this YouTube thing. I'm also trying to hit 50,000 subscribers before the end of the year, so if you are enjoying, a thumbs up goes a long way to helping me out, and subscribe so you can stay up to date. But back to your video. Most of you watching work a job, be it a 9 to 5 or like an 8 to 4, 10 to 6. And if you don't work a job, you go to school and you want to know that the phone that you're using is going to be able to get you from like the time that you wake up in the morning all the way through to the end of your day without having to worry that like you need to find a charger at some point, which has been the case with like some of the previous Pixel devices in my personal experience, like the Pixel Fold, the 7 Pro. The 8 Pro is a little bit better, but those phone batteries have not been as good for me as like the iPhone 14, 15 Pro Max, Galaxy S23, 24 Ultra. On those phones on an average day, I'm able to get like 8 to 8.5 hours plus worth of screen on time, right? If I'm not doing anything super crazy on my phone. On the S24, you're not quite getting that amount of battery life. You're getting, in my experience, usually roughly around like 7.5 to 8 hours worth of screen on time. So although a step down, not a significant enough one where you're panicking before your day's even over that you have to get a charger. Okay, it is 10 a.m. on a Saturday, done my last clients for the week. And I just want to go home and just play some games. And what's great is that on the Galaxy S24, just like the Galaxy 24 Ultra, even though this is a much smaller form factor, I can play all of those games that I really love to play at maximum graphical fidelity, maximum frame rates, like Genshin Impact, which is really graphically intensive. I can play that on here with absolutely no problem. Honkai Star Rail is a personal favorite of mine. Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, if you guys are into that. But the long and short of it is that if you are a gamer much like myself and want to play those games at the maximum graphical fidelity settings, you can do that on the S24, even though it is in a smaller package. And I think that's awesome. And if you're like me, you love playing games, but because of life, the pockets of time you actually have to spend playing games is smaller than it used to be. And so when you do have time to play your games, you're gonna spend less time downloading them, less time loading them up, and more time actually like playing the games. And that's where Lexar's 1TB 4.0 NVMe SSD comes in. That's gonna give you 1TB of storage to download even more games on your console and give you up to 5,200 megabytes per second in read speed and 4,700 in write speed. If you're not familiar with numbers, with like PCs and gaming and stuff like that, basically if you just picked up an Ally or a Steam Deck, you're gonna be able to transfer files and load into your games faster than your console can out of the box. The Lexar's SSD also has SLC cache. Basically, again, all that means is that you're downloading games faster and you're loading into your games faster. These devices don't have the best, longest batteries, and so the SSD is actually going to automatically adjust its power consumption based on your device's load status. And so if you guys want to spend less time downloading and loading your games, then I'll have a link in the description down below for you guys, so that way you can actually spend more time, like, playing the darn thing. Now, I know this is not the highest resolution display out on the market right now, obviously, but I can say that on this form factor, this display looks really great. The quality here of the AMOLED screen is fantastic, and for the average common person, you pick this up, all that you're going to see is a crisp, detailed display that looks premium. Let me know in the comment section if you guys think the S24 is going to be the phone for you. If you ask me personally, I think that the Galaxy S23, if you still want the small form factor, is like still a really good, capable phone. I think the biggest difference you're really going to experience is like the difference in processor chipset when it comes to gaming, but realistically, you could hit all of those games last year on the S23 series at maximum everything as well. But this is a really great phone, very well rounded. The Galaxy AI works really well here. And if you don't care too much about like the high-end telephoto camera sets that you're getting on like the S24 or 23 Ultra, this phone is honestly really good all around. It'll be nice to see a day where you're able to get the smaller form factor, but still get the overall package of the Ultra. But capitalism, all that, they need to sort of have a reason for you to go for the big boy. But for most people, this thing is going to be awesome. I've really enjoyed it, and hopefully you guys do too. Thank you guys so much again for stopping by and hanging out. I wish you a fantastic remainder of your day, afternoon, or night, depending on the time of day you're watching this. And as always, peace, love, and adios. Bye.